So guys, this is the part where I'm supposed to give you some riveting interviews, cutting edge new products, and a bunch of cool stuff that no one will see anywhere. But guess what? I didn't get much of that. Saturday was so crowded at Reef-a-Palooza, and there was so much going on that I actually didn't have an opportunity to really sit down with anyone and do any crazy great interviews, but there were definitely some opportunities there and some live streams coming up. So what I did get to do though was check out some of the new products by Geo's Reef. These are some new lines of Geo Reef sumps that they're coming out with, and I thought that these were amazing. I'm seeing a lot of people these days using Geo Reef products. I'm seeing a lot of people use Geo Reef sumps, and as a person who's building a new system, I'm looking at things like this. I'm seeing a lot of use of the colored acrylic, which is traditionally more expensive than the regular one, but you cannot beat the aesthetics. So some of the things I really liked about these Geo Reef sumps were the removable filter socks, and as well as a lot of the accessories that you would have to buy separately were actually included and built into the sump. Some of these things were heater holders, dosing tubes, and all of that cool stuff that you would normally have to buy separately are all there. I also had an opportunity to check out Royal exclusive products, but I ran away fast after seeing a lot of the price. So there were actually a lot of dry good products for sale. Neptune Systems was actually running a 10% off sale, and you could actually pick up a Core 20 pump because they were there and in stock, which is hard to find even online. As far as corals go, this is where the next part of this adventure came in. I really liked the corals that were there at Reef-a-Palooza. I definitely saw some extremely interesting and new, unique items, but honestly, the prices just didn't do it for me. I don't know if we were paying the tourist tax or the Orlando tax, or the fact that a lot of people who come to these shows are flush with money, but I was not really impressed with a lot of the prices for the corals. Now, there were actually no shortage of vendors. In total, there were a ton of vendors, and for what these guys paid for a booth, I can totally respect their hustle. However, with all of the corals available and the things that you're able to find nowadays online, I felt that their prices were anti-competitive. However, there was no other opportunity to see great corals like this, or so I thought. In the next segment, we're going to take a trip down to TopShelf Aquatics after a tip came in from the Rico Reef gang that TopShelf Aquatics was going to give us a backdoor look at their coral farm and maybe an opportunity to shop. So after a quick detour to grab some drinks because it was very hot, we headed over to TopShelf Aquatics. Now, I've been to a lot of fish stores in my life, but this one here really set the bar for me. It reminds me very much of my own local fish store, Nemo's Reef, and what I really liked about this store was that they had almost the entire line of Ecotech and Apex equipment, and you could make your own choices. Now, what was interesting about this store was that after we waited outside for about 15 minutes, we were led through the store, out a back door, down the block, and into another nondescript door. You would never have known what was behind those doors. This is my first time ever at a coral farm, and admittedly, I did not know what to expect. But my goodness, the amount of corals, the sheer amount of corals that were in this particular part of the store was staggering. It took each of us almost 15-20 minutes just to get over what we were seeing before we started the arduous task of shopping. So other than having almost every known zoa imaginable in a giant grow out tank, there was SPS. And folks, there were SPS of every shape, size, color than you can possibly imagine. There were SPS here that I had never even seen before in my entire life, and some that didn't even have a name yet. Some of these SPS are not even released out to the public and are simply here on a grow out so that at some point in the near future when they are released, they'll be sustainably aquacultured. I was blown away, and this was an opportunity for me to purchase some of the pieces that I've wanted for years, and I took full advantage of it. So these SPS tanks were, I think, roughly around 400 to 500 gallons a piece, running Radions and ATI T5s Blue Plus Spectrum. with tons of different types of dosers and stuff that they use to keep these guys colored up. Don't worry, I'm not going to give away your sauce, Top Shelf. But suffice to say, I was blown away. I ended up walking away from here with some extremely rare pieces, including my own copy of the WWC Bounce Shroom, Interstellar Bounce, a few SPS pieces, and even a Crazy Monty. Who knew that the best deals were not even going to be at Reef-a-Palooza, but at your local LFS right there at TopShelf Aquatics. Thanks a lot for that tour, guys. I've never seen anything like it. I can't wait to go back, and I just hope you guys let me back into this room one more time, because I'll probably live here. Now, we did end up spending quite a couple of hours here just talking to these guys. Remy, thanks a lot for all of the knowledge that you shared with us, man. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to Remy. But we did spend quite a bit of time here, and by the time we got back to Reef-a-Palooza, things were actually wrapping up. So this is where I'm going to end this one here, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I'm going to see you guys for part 3 of the Florida trip, where we actually collect some fish.